In this video, I'm going to show you how I embroidered a photo and the problems that I encountered. So this is the first embroidery that I made. And then this is having this kind of stabilizer, and this is a tearaway stabilizer. And I want to avoid this curring here at the edge. Although, yes, this is a heavy embroidery that I made. So now I'm going to experiment with the second one that I'm going to make, which is a tearaway, and then another tearaway, which is a paper-like looking. So this is how it looks like to embroider now, which is also a photo. And the first thing I did was, I turned on the usual, I turned on the machine, and I inserted the file that I want to use, and it's in the USB flash drive. So I'm going to click that now for the USB to find the file that I want to embroider. And this is the one. Then let it set. So as you can see here, this is the size of the photo or the embroider that I will do now. And this is the hoop size. And the hoop size for this machine that I have, which is Brother NV2600, is the biggest size is 6 by 10 inches. So this is the one that I will embroider now. Then I will click edit end and then embroider. Okay, so these are the colors indicated here, which is 7 threads of different colors. And for the first one, I used almost 4 full bobbin threads, which I use is the bobbin thread of Brother. Okay, I'll show that now to you. The bobbin thread is this one. This is the one that I used. Okay, and it's in white. It's a bit messy here, so bear with me. And these are the threads that I'm going to use. So the first one is, all these are in isacord or isacord. I do not know how to pronounce that. And the first one is 4071. That's the first thread I'm going to use. The next one is 0761. And then the third, 0651. Fourth, 0934. Fifth, 0853. 1565, and the last one is 1776. Okay, so these are the sequence of the threads that I'm going to use. So I'm going to load now, and I'm going to load the first thread and then load my hoop, which is a ready hoop already, and you will see after that I'm going to start the machine. Okay, I'll do that now. And so now I just loaded my embroidery hoop, which is 6 by 10. And then I put the first thread. Okay. And then, of course, the file was already here before. And also I threaded it already. Okay. So my rest of the threads are just here waiting for their turns. And so this one will last for the first thread, which it says here it's white, but I put it differently here. I just mentioned already the number. I will put down the foot, and I will say that this is in a speed of 500 stitches per minute. So it's 500 stitches per minute. So the first thread will be 17 minutes, 21 is the next, 38 is the next, and then 45, and then the 3 more threads is not shown here. So 7 threads all in all, with a total of 111,805 stitches. It will last for 231 minutes. But of course, for today, I will just do some stitches or do some few threads, 1 or 2 threads for today, or I'll continue after. I will just be beside this one for a long time, but so let's see. Okay, so I'll start for now. Okay, for now I'm finished with the first thread, and so I will just remove first the first thread because I'm gonna change to the second one. Okay. Okay, so this is my second thread. Okay, now my second thread is ready, but before doing that, normally I would remove this jump threads, and jump threads are, wait, it's a bit dark here, this one, and this one. So far it's only 3 jump threads. Normally I would have removed this beforehand. I will stop and cut it, but since I'm showing it here, I'll just cut it right now. Okay, there. So I cut that already, and I'll slide this back in, and ready to embroider the second thread, which will last for 21 minutes, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so starting right now. Right now I'm finished with the second thread. I should be continuing for the third thread. Okay, I will just prepare my thread for the third one, and then eventually continue after, because I have to run some errands. But this is what I usually do. So I will prepare my third thread. Okay, so I'm threading it now. Okay, so the third thread now is prepared, and this is what I usually do. So this is already prepared, and also, by the way, I already cut my jump threads already. So the jump threads are cut in this case from the second thread. So what I would just do was, I do not know if this is okay, but this is what I usually do. I'll just turn it off, this one, and then I'll continue it later. So see you in a bit. This is the second day that I'm going to continue with the embroidered photo that I was doing yesterday, because I went out to run some errands, and so it is, by default it's turned off, and I have to remove the hoop from the embroidery machine, because the machine will say, well, will ask me to remove that because this one will move. Okay, so like, I will open it right now, and it will tell me there, the presser foot will move up and down, keep your hands etc. away from the presser foot. So okay, and then remove the embroidery frame, because it says here the carriage of the embroidery unit will move. Keep your hands, etc., away from the carriage. And after that, I'll put this back. And before I turn off yesterday, I changed my thread. The third thread is changed, so it's here now. And so I'm gonna put this back. And it says here, okay, to recall and resume previous memory. So I will click or press on OK. So it's here now. Okay, warm gray. Okay, so here I'm correct, right? And it will continue. It is still the same speed, 500 stitches per minute, and I haven't still changed the bobbin thread, and here I did not put it yet on it to insert it here for the end of the thread to indicate and to tell that this is the last one that I used. I can normally finish this in a day, but since I started at the beginning of the afternoon and I have to go out after, so I just used only to finish 2 threads, which is in total of 7 threads. So I will do this again for the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th threads, and then you will see the progress. So right now the machine stopped because it's asking for the bobbin thread, which it says here the bobbin thread is almost empty. Usually before I was embroidering before, if I'm not mistaken, this is the 11th or the 12th that I embroider since I own this machine for such embroidery, which is a photo embroidery or a photo stitch. I always click on OK, and then I'll cut the thread on top, and then the bobbin thread, and then I'll remove the hoop and all. But from the first photo or the first embroidery that I embroidered just before this, I use this thing that is in pictured of the embroidery attachment, wherein there's an arrow to the left. So I'm gonna click that now. Okay, and you'll see what happened. It will cut the thread on top and then on the bobbin, and then it will ask me to remove the hoop. Okay, let's see. The carriage of the embroidery unit will move. Keep your hands, etc., away from the carriage. There. So it cuts above and the bobbin, and then it says here, okay, to move the embroidery carriage to its original position. But for the moment, I'll just remove the hoop and then click on that. Okay. Or maybe I should have changed first the bobbin before I made it move. So here it's, yes, it's in this almost empty. And now I'm gonna replace it with the new bobbin thread. And then I'm gonna put it back. And it's good to go. Foot down and then start where it stopped. So in this case, I'm still on the third thread. I just replaced my bobbin because I told you I'm at least going to use less than 4 full bobbins. I just replaced the fourth thread now, and you don't see the hoop in here because I just fill in some bobbins, which I forgot to do it the very beginning before I start this all setup. And so just for you to know how it looks like for the progress of the embroidered photo. And so this is how it looks like now for 3 threads that has been used. And in here I already cut the jump threads, so there's no jump threads here, and you will see that from the back side. Those jump threads at the back, I don't cut them. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and the photo looks like that. And now put this. My bobbin will be empty soon, but I try to empty them as much as I can, and then from there I will replace them. So down with the foot and start with the fourth thread. In this, I encountered a very different kind of noise when I'm embroidering, and so I stopped it. And this is what happens at the back. I do not know if you can see it clearly. And I do not know, maybe I will repeat the fourth thread from the very beginning. And I saw that bobbin, it will be emptied soon, but I think the problem was in the bobbin, so I replaced the bobbin. Well, I will replace now the bobbin into a full bobbin and remove these stitches out, or else it will repeat the same way, and then start over again from the fourth thread and new bobbin. So I'll do that now. At the front, it seems to be okay here. This is the colors. So I'll just cut at the back. Okay. Replacing it with a new bobbin, and then I will back stitch. I'll remove some stitches here because I don't like that. So this needs some trimming, just like a haircut. Okay, that now seems to be okay here. It's not going off. Which I doubt it. It's coming off actually. This seems to be taking so long than it's supposed to be. And I don't want to move my fabric that much. So okay for that. Okay, so I'm going to put this back and start over again for the fourth thread. Down with the foot again, and off it goes. This is the reason why I cannot leave the embroidery running without looking at it, because you can never know what the problem might be encountering. So with a sound like that, that is out of the ordinary or out of the normal way it's supposed to sound, then you have to be much more attentive to that, because anything can go wrong. So that's why I have to always be just in front of this machine while it's working. And now the fourth 4th thread just stopped now. It's finished, and I'll change it on my 5th thread. I'll just show you how it looks like now. So look at that. You can recognize that there's a face there. Okay, start with the 5th now. And down with the foot, and off it goes. Now the 5th thread just finished, and I'm going to remove it here. The 6th thread is ready, but I'm going to show you how it looks like now. Okay, so 2 more threads to go and then finish. This one will last for 31 minutes, and this is I'm ignoring the color name here, so I always rely on the threads that I want to use. So foot down. Wait, I have to check. Okay, I have to check my bobbin first. So it will be empty soon, so I'm just gonna finish it off now. I mean, foot down, off it goes. Actually, at this moment, I lost count of my bobbin change. Normally, I told you before, it's supposed to be 3 or 4, less than 4 full bobbin threads. Less. So in this case, I'm gonna change now. Full bobbin thread now. This is how it looks like now. And then insert this. I guess it's okay to insert this. Let's see. Original position, but I have to remove my embroidery frame. Okay, back to original position from where I stopped. And insert it. Foot down, full bobbin thread at this moment, and start. Uh-oh, you hear that? There's something wrong. Up. So, I don't know. There's something wrong. Wait. So, I'm going to do is to cut. Okay, to cut my threads. And I'm gonna check and remove and put back my bobbin. Oh, this is the one that I have this tape on, and I don't know. I'm gonna cut off that, or rather I'm gonna use the other bobbin now because I'm not so confident with this one. Okay, I'm gonna change it with this one instead. Although I wind it properly, it's just that there's this, I don't know if there's this thread there that I inserted from the top here with this hole when I was starting to wind it. But for now, I just change it with the other one and put it back again. So now I'm going to rewind or go back some stitches before, let's say 20, and then okay, foot down, cut some length of thread here, and start again. At this moment, I'm finished with the 6th thread, and now this is the last thread, and this is how it looks like. Stitching now with the last thread, but before doing that, I'm going to remove my 6th thread and load it with the last or the 7th thread. So this is the last thread, and it will last for 47 minutes. So foot down, and it will start now for the last thread. And now I'm finished with the last thread, and as you can see here in the screen, it says finished embroidering. So I click on that, and then it's back to where it was from the very beginning. So I'm going to remove this to show you how it looks like now. But as you can see here, there are some jump threads which I have not cut yet. But definitely for the back, I'm not going to cut them because it will be covered eventually inside the frame. But for now, I cannot show you this with the frame because I'm going to buy still a frame, but not here. I have to bring this somewhere. I have to bring this without the frame, and from there, I'll buy a frame from where I will go. So far, this is how it looks like. Okay. And there are some blind spots there. Okay, so I'm going to remove the jump threads now and show it again after. And now I'm finished cutting the jump threads. Unless I miss some spots, then I will just have to cut some more and check it over in the brightest area of our room or outside. I would say like this one, I missed this part. Okay, so that's it. I used to stabilizer here just to experiment if it will lessen the puckers, you call that. And then there's this kind of like embossed or uneven surface on the embroidery, like on the face area. Well, in this case, there's still puckers at the edge of the embroidery, but it seems like it's flat on the embroidered area. So that's kind of a good sign using two stabilizers compared to just one. I will still continue to experiment as I embroider more in the future to see what is best. So this is the end of the embroidering that I made for this photo. Thank you for watching.